All right, we're back. All right, hopefully we got Chef T straight. Had to have a quick message with him, tell him what to do. Sorry about that, y'all. Apologize for the interruption. Technical difficulties happen sometime. We already know what time it is. We'll be back. The show goes on. We already been in communication with Chef Tony, trying to get this all straightened out. He was having some connection issues, as anticipated. What happens sometimes happens a lot. You already know what time it is. We keep it going though. Hope you all are lovely. Great brand new start of the week. I feel good. So happy to be alive and kicking and breathing and well. We waiting on Chef Tony out of Chi-Town, Chicago, Illinois. My guy, Chef Tony. BiteClub. Let's go. We're just waiting to send the invites out. Chef Tony, where you at, brother? Work those invites. Check your notifications. Who's in here? Thank you all for taking a moment to stop by for Cheftorious episode 9. We got my guy Chef Tony out of Chi-Town, Chicago, Illinois. Give this moment now. We're just waiting for Chef Tony to log in. Should see him in a sec. Hold on one second. Here we go. 1 minute. Tony popping up in 1 second. Cheftorious episode 9. There he is.
Finally.
Finally, there we go. Hey, brother, no worries. It happens. We get through it. It happens. I've been through this a few times.
To this, I don't know why. So let me readjust because I'm doing this on my phone now. So let me readjust my entire setup here.
Yeah. How we doing over there today in Illinois?
It's actually quite beautiful outside today.
Yeah.
So I really can't complain.
All right, that's good, man. Feeling good over here in Maine too. Over here on the East Coast, over here on the coastline, it's not too bad out there today. It's still crisp. It's crisp out there, but the winds ain't as bad. It's not as choppy out there. Sun's out, nice and bright. I don't know. It's kind of messing up give me a little glare. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, not too bad. So I'm glad for you joining us today and taking the time out. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, I thought this was never going to happen. I thought between both our schedules, we were just never going to make this happen. But when you're the two busiest chefs out there,
that's bound to happen. That's bound to happen. When we are like you said it, two of the hardest working chefs out there, and nobody puts in the grind and the work like we do. We've been at it a long time. We've been online chopping it up for quite a while now, watching each other grow. It's been a good time. It's been awesome, my brother.
There we go.
I see you got the all black kitchenware as usual on today.
Oh, well, I mean, it's because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I'm mostly colorblind. So in order for me to dress myself in the morning, I kind of got to stay with darker colors.
Okay, yeah. I didn't even know that about you. So yeah, thanks for sharing that because I did not know that. See, you guys, we started right off with a tip about Chef Tony that I didn't know. None of my friends knew about this. I would always talk about Chef Tony. That's one thing I never knew.
I mean, it's really no big deal, and I've lived with it my whole life. So it's it's never hindered me. I mean, if you want me to blow your mind, before really cooking full time, I was a graphic artist. So,
Okay.
I mean, so it was like, how do you be colorblind and still a graphic? Like it blows a lot of people when I blows their mind when I tell them that.
That is weird, but I mean, knowing you and your drive, your ambition, your creativity level, I mean, I'm not surprised you overcame that with no problem at all. I'm not surprised.
Oh no, my growing up, my grandfather would never let me use that as an excuse, you know, and it it I would never let me use it as an excuse because it's like if I want something, I'm gonna go out and get it, no matter what it takes, what obstacles I encounter on the way in. And nothing.
All right.
If I set my goals on something, that's it. Like it's mine, and I won't stop till I get it.
Laser focus. Laser focus.
Yeah.
All right, so I gotta know. Since you're so you get so laser focused, I just want to start this off with. Is that where the unicorn, the ninja unicorn is coming from?
No, so the Ninja Unicorn came from another chef a couple years ago. We were doing pop-ups, and it, it it was kind of a joke with the color blindness and the fact that I was always kind of bubbly and and stuff like that. So we were arguing. She's like, you know what, you're just a unicorn. You know, you just come in here and make everyone smile. And I'm like, nah, I'm a ninja unicorn. Like, you never see me coming, but when I hit, I leave an effect on you. So, you know, and
I like that.
I'm a guy in my mid 40s now and stuff like that. So when I tell people like, yeah, I'm a ninja unicorn, people are like, what the heck are you talking about? But I mean, like my birthday cake last year was a zombie unicorn cake. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just embracing it. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, people get me stuff like this. It's a unicorn. It's a taco holder, but like my kitchen is filled with stuff like this.
That's awesome, Chef. Chef, that's awesome. I love it.
I'm a big kid at heart too. So when I was younger, we were poor, so I really couldn't enjoy all the toys and stuff like that. Now as an adult, I can sit and enjoy toys and cool stuff for my kitchen and stuff like that.
That's pretty dope, man. I love that right there. And you just embrace the whole Ninja Unicorn thing, and just now it works for you. It makes all that total sense. That's awesome, brother. That's awesome.
One of those little cute things that when people hear it, it's like, what? And I'm like, nah, don't worry about it. Yeah, you'll feel it in a bit. So.
Right. Yeah. You'll see why in a second. Just focus.
Yep.
Just focus.
Let me do my thing, and you're gonna be feeling sparkly when I'm done with you.
All right. Well, do me a favor, Chef T. Just before we go any further, tell the viewers who you are and where you're from, please.
I'm Tony. I'm the owner of BiteClub. We're from Chicago, Illinois. We make preservative-free, small batch, handmade goods like sauces. We started with jerky, and we just branched out from there. We do barbecue sauces, hot sauces. Right now, I'm currently working on a line of hot honeys, which, Mr. Slater, you are going to be receiving a box of 6 little testers. I would appreciate your feedback on those.
All right. Okay. Absolutely. You already know what time it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love when you send me a care package.
After this little video chat, just DM me your address where I can send it to, and you should be getting it by the end of the week.
Oh, of course. Say less. It's already done. We got this. You folks heard it here. So when we revisit this, I'll update everyone on what the package was and how awesome it was. Because I'm a customer of the BiteClub, and also, I mean, we'll get into all the rest of everything, but you guys trust me, Chef Tony, when it comes to the flavor, this guy is it. He knows what he's talking about. Forget about it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if your fans know that you were the inspiration for my sugar-free barbecue sauce.
Okay.
Yep. So after
you took it there. Okay. Thank you, Chef Tony. Yeah.
After you're with our mutual friend Deanna on her podcast, I was like, man, barbecue sauce has got to be the hardest thing for this guy to do. So let me create something for him. I've always wanted to make a sugar-free barbecue sauce, but when I came up with the idea, it was right around the time when the whole diet culture was really taking effect. And when I put the idea out there, I got a lot of negative feedback. They're like, oh, why are you catering to? So I kind of let it slide. And then your interview actually made me realize it's not about diet culture. It's about giving something that people could actually need and want who can't wise, or, you know, so it's like that. You just motivated me to go full out with it. And you were the first person to actually test it, outside of my alpha testers. And yeah, you got the very first bottle.
Oh, I appreciate that, Chef T. I really do. And I mean, I wasn't even gonna talk about that, but I mean, you brought it up. I appreciate it, and I'll never forget that inspiration that you received from my story, and I'm thankful for it because barbecue is one thing that, excuse me, that was very tough for me as a diabetic.
Yeah.
Because they're just packed with sugar. I mean, every single flavor out there is packed with sugar. So it was like, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't, because I love some barbecue. You know what I mean? So it usually was a damned if I do. I was just,
you know,
but just for all the viewers, just to let you guys know, when Chef T sent me that wonderful prize personal package of sugar-free barbecue sauce, I wasn't selfish with it. I didn't even try it myself first on my own. I made it in the kitchen I was at. I served it to my guests without telling anybody anything. And no one said anything except for it was all said in action. They all kept coming back for more chicken. And I had just enough to feed my, that night I had 89 guests. I had just enough to get through with 150 guests. And I had my own plate, and I told everybody else to try it. It was all good reviews. Thank you for that, Chef Tony. I told you already, that is a go for sure. Sugar-free barbecue sauce is a go.
Yeah, it's, I mean, and you know, once you actually said, dude, this rocks, it went right onto my website. I was like, if Sean says it rocks, then I have no doubt this will be a success, and it's been huge.
I'm glad for you, brother.
Thank you.
I'm so glad. And I mean, I gotta speak for all my diabetic brothers and sisters. I mean, even probably keto people is probably keto friendly as well.
Oh yeah.
I tell you, when it comes to the fat free and the sugar free items that we have to consume, the texture is way off from anything that we're used to and that we like. The texture is not even that different. It's not that thin at all. It's not watered down that bad at all. It's not. You can't tell. You just eating good barbecue. That's all I gotta say about it, and I'm so thankful for that.
When I was having people test it, the best response I got was, "Why are you having me test this? You already sell this barbecue." I'm like, "All right, if you can't even tell the difference between my regular and my sugar free, then guess what? I win. Like, it's good to go."
Yo, a winner, Chef T. A winner for sure. That is no doubt about it. And I'm just thankful to be a part of that. And that's wonderful, man. That's something I could share with my grandbaby right there. Like, oh, check out this BiteClub thing, baby. Like, that was your grandpa right there.
Thank you.
So yeah, just tell us a little bit about the history. Like, where did Chef T come from? So where was Chef Tony born from out of this?
Okay, so if you wanted me to go back that far, I grew up. I didn't have a dad growing up. My grandparents actually raised me. We lived 2 houses down from them. So when I wasn't in school, my mom was working like 2-3 jobs just to support us, me and my sister at the time. And so my grandfather would watch us, and he was a master cook, like just a chef in his own right. He was also he knew everything, how to do everything old school style. So in summertime, if I wasn't out with my friends, like in the morning, we'd be in the garage and we'd be rebuilding his carburetor on his car, or, you know, framing, you know, a wall for the, you know, an addition in the basement or something like that, or rewiring electrical. We'd come in for dinner, and then I would sit and just watch him make dinner. And, you know, it was just, I was always just amazed just to watch him, because honestly, I think the house had 1 measuring spoon in it, and I think it was only to give that crappy pink medication. Because my grandfather would just be like, he'd just grab a handful of something. He's like, that's enough, and put it in. And it was like watching it. It was like watching a master, and I absolutely loved it. And so he really inspired me. And, you know, going through life, I would always sit and watch him cook and stuff like that. He passed away in my senior year of high school, and I'm sorry, like starting to get a little verklempt here. So he passed away my senior year of high school, and I fell out of the cooking thing because I felt like I was missing something. Like it was always mine and his, things to do on the weeknights or on the weekends. And now I didn't have that opportunity anymore. So I kind of let it go. And that's when I got into filmmaking and graphic arts. I went to college, got my degree in that. It wasn't until I moved out to South Dakota to do contract work for a museum for film and audio production, where I started getting back into it. I had the time now to where I could start really focusing back into it. And plus in South Dakota, there's, where we were located, it was just like there was no restaurants there or anything. It was a very small town. So it was like, all right, either I have to eat McDonald's or I got to get back into cooking.
Yeah.
So it reignited there, and it just built from there.
Okay. Well, good. I mean, I appreciate that story right there. And I definitely feel you in the heart for that one. I mean, you're getting basically raised by grandpa, and then grandpa's being Superman to you, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lovely story right there. Thank you for sharing that, Chef T.
Yeah, he was pro. Like other kids were looking up to like Michael Jordan at the time, and all these sports stars, and I was like, nah, man, I live with my hero. Like I'm the man I am today because of him. So I'm respectful. I know how to properly act, and but I'm also I'm a jack of all trades. Like my grandfather taught me how to rewire a house with electricity and stuff like that. So, stuff that he always said, like, this is stuff you're going to need later on in life. And, and I feel bad because at the same time, like kids today, they could just pop on YouTube and learn how to do it instantly. It's,
True.
and yeah. And I'm like, nah, it's old school. Like, I could rebuild a carburetor, but carburetors aren't the same as they're all electronic now and stuff like that. So, I have that knowledge plunking around in your brain, but, it's kind of useless now. So, he was a huge part of my life. And when I lost him, it was devastating on a deep level.
Well, tell me this. I would imagine with all of that as well, you've gotten your sense of humor for your grandpa as well, huh?
No, actually, my grandfather was not a very humorous guy.
Where'd that side come from? Because I mean, you're hilarious online. Everything you do, you're freaking hilarious. Where'd that come from?
I have no idea, because I don't think I'm hilarious. I think I'm annoying more than anything. And I have no idea where that come from. My mom is pretty sarcastic, so it might have came from that.
Might have came from over there, yeah.
Because I also have two little twin brothers. They're about 10 years younger than me, and one of them, like, I mean, laser sarcastic. Like, he can cut you down real fast. So I think I've absorbed some of that over the years too.
All right, that's fair. Yeah, we got it from Mama. Okay.
I'm always the guy that, like, if you insult me, I'm not going to be able to come up with a comeback until like 4 days later in the shower. I should have said that. It's like, oh, what good is it now?
Hold on, look, I should have said that. Hey, dude, you know what?
I'm gonna call up this guy who pushed me at the restaurant or something like that, and be like, "Hey, man."
Yeah, no doubt. No, I feel you. For me, it's like the flip of a coin for me. Like sometimes I'll be spot on right with it, right there on the spot, and I got you. And then other times I'm like, I'll see you again. I'll see you again. And like 2-3 days later, oh, I got it. Text message. Boom, boom, boom. Got you. Boom, fire. And then hold on, I'll block them. So that way I don't see no text message for like another 2-3 days.
Yep.
No. This ends right here. I know I'm late, but this ends right here.
Yep. Let him doing it. Yep.
That's a mess, bro. That's a mess. All right, so look, I mean, you told me about the Ninja Unicorn, which I thought that was pretty cool. So I gotta ask, how far into this ninja culture thing are you? So, I see it a lot. I used to coincide that with the love of the dark colors, but then you told us about the color blindness and all of that. So I just want to know how much ninja culture you got. Do you know anything about G.I. Joe?
Yeah, I grew up on GI Joe. I grew up on GI Joe, He-Man, Transformers. I was an '80s kid. I was born in '78. So I mean, I'm an '80s kid. You know, I had all the toys. I had the Transformers that were actually made of metal that you could actually hurt someone if you hit them with it.
Yes, yes, yes. Those were serious. I did hurt somebody. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna tell the story. My mom would probably hit the angry button on this video because I'm talking about. But I popped my sister in the eye one time with Optimus Prime when I had him transform into the truck. Yeah.
Yeah, you bend his legs down. He was basically a meat mallet at that point.
A hammer. Yeah, he was a hammer. He
Yeah.
was a hammer. He was a hammer. Oh my goodness, man. And you know, you got a little brother or sister?
I have a younger sister who's just under 2 years younger than me, and then I have twin brothers who are 10 years younger than me.
Okay, so the younger sister, like, you ever remember a time where you did something and she's crying and you're like, shh,
oh,
come, just.
That was every day. That was okay, and it went both ways too, because my little sister, she's like, I don't know, 5'5" or something like that. She is a like, she will get in there and mess you up pretty bad. So, so it went both ways. Like, there were days she would crush me, and there were days I'd crush her.
Man, listen, I caught my sister with the jackhammer side of that Optimus Prime one day, man.
Dude,
right in the eye, man. Oh, I got the only whooping for that, man. My mother tore my behind up.
Does she still have a scar? Because I mean, those edges were so sharp.
I don't know, man. I remember that story, and every time I tell her, she just gives me this angry look, like, "Oh, I hated you for that," like, because she said it hurt so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can imagine those things were so heavy and just metal, just a big chunk of metal that just turned into a robot.
Yeah. I mean, that's the '80s, man. They didn't care about kids. We weren't required to sit in seatbelts or car seats or any. I mean, half my life I remember riding in the back of pickup trucks. Just
right,
just get in the back of my uncle's pickup truck. We're going, you know,
right,
no problems. Like no one.
And how many times we never had a car seat coming up, but how many times were you the car seat where you had to sit your 8-year-old cousin on your lap, and then on his lap you had the 4-year-old cousin on the lap, and it was just crazy.
All right, so I'm gonna share a story going back to my color blindness. So my red-green color blindness comes from hereditary. Me and one of my brothers have it.
Okay.
Yellow isn't hereditary. It comes from brain damage. Now, when I was a kid, my grandfather had one of those old big Chevy Blazers, right? And I was probably 6 months old. We were sitting in the back seat. He got into, I mean, it was a head-on collision at high speed. I went right into the back of that seat. The doctors think it was at that point I lost the blue-yellow in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's like I was 8, 9 months old or something like that when that happened.
Jeez.
I mean, my mom.
You're lucky to have any sight at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my mom held me pretty tight when that happened, but it's, I mean, I still went head first into the back of that seat.
Oh, man. Oh, thank goodness that you a warrior, Chef T, man. We need you here today, brother.
Man, you know what? If I'm a cat, I have 9 lives. I think I have 2 left in me. So.
Okay. Hold on, yeah, because I want to talk about the cat thing too. I really do. But just to finalize the piece on the '80s thing. So you definitely know your ninja warfare.
Okay.
So I need to know, is it Storm Shadow or is it Snake Eyes?
Guys, Snake Eyes all the way.
Snake Eyes all the way. Okay. All right. I had to know. I had to know that, bro. I had to know that.
Yeah.
And that's an awesome choice. I wouldn't have it no other way, man. I would go. I'm Snake Eyes all the way, brother.
I had the Snake Eyes toys. I had the, you know, I think I had the entire front line of GI Joe and half of Cobra Command when growing up, of all the toys. And then I discovered Ninja Turtles, and everything else just went away. Like
everything else went to the trash when the Ninja Turtles came.
Yep, and the Ninja Turtles still are in my life. So I mean,
we're gonna go there. Yeah, we're gonna go there, man. Absolutely. I mean, cause I that's what attracts me to you as well. Is that, I mean, a lot of the stuff you do outside the kitchen, I just are some of the things that I'm into too, and I'll be loving it. I'll be having a hilarious time with you outside of the food stuff. So, all right, look, you got your favorite athlete just won. Could have been the Stanley Cup.
Okay.
Could have been Major League Baseball, whatever. Just your favorite athlete, period. And he had a little too much champagne and he passes out.
Okay.
Falls into the grinder, turns into dust.
All right.
What kind of dry rub are you making with your favorite athlete and why?
All right. So the favorite athlete would have to be Eddie Belfour, goaltender for the Chicago Blackhawks through the 90s. Part of the ABC line, right when I was playing hockey too. Guy was a maniac, and he was a master at the waffle, which was goaltenders wear the pad, that square pad on their one arm.
Yeah.
And skaters were going behind the net. He'd backhand them with the waffle, and the pads had like semi holes cut into them to make them just slightly lighter, so it would leave an imprint of like a waffle pattern on your face if you got hit with it. So the guy was a maniac.
Hold on. That was legal.
I mean, if no one saw it, I mean, and plus you're talking early '90s hockey. Like that was right about the time when the let him fight.
Yeah.
The seats, so let him fight.
Let him play.
All right. So if I'm gonna make a spice rub of him, I would almost imagine it would be a slightly spicy dry rub, maybe with some hints of bourbon, definitely a lot of smokiness.
A lot of smokiness. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm feeling that. But I feel that that's that hockey-ish kind of attitude in there. I feel that.
It was his attitude. You know, he was gruff. What I think what's funny is, and I'm not 100% sure, I think he might actually own a bourbon distillery in Canada. So
what?
It works even better. So.
What?
Yeah,
you would have to use his bourbon for his rub. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Guy, he actually made me want to be a goalie in hockey. Like he really did, because I played hockey for quite some time, and he really made me like really just embrace that goaltender. So plus I couldn't skate for crap. So
so goalie it was like that's it. Well, hey. Cheers to your sports hero, man. That's our dry rub right there.
Yeah.
Everybody just tuning in. This is Chef Tony out of Chicago, Illinois. Everybody hit that tap that heart button, tap that like button from my man, Chef Tony. Thank you all for stopping by today. Cheftorious episode 9. Chef T, so you are the owner of the BiteClub.
I am.
Please, man, tell me. I think that's just one of the coolest things ever. When I first saw you online, that's number one. That's what made me hit the follow button right there, with just the name alone. And I looked at pictures later.
Oh yeah.
How'd you come up with that? Where did this all start?
So
BiteClub
started. We were kind of an underground dinner eatery type place. Like I would host just open parties and be like, "Come by, eat," give me money, and here's what we're having. It started to become a bigger thing, so it was almost like, all right, don't talk about it, we can't take any more people, like let's just stop talking about this. And I remember someone said like, oh, it's like Fight Club, and I'm like, no, it's BiteClub. And then it started from there. The original name, when I started taking my products live, was originally going to be the Chaos Theory Kitchen. Because I love the idea of chaos theory, and my cooking is a perfect representation of chaos theory. So, but BiteClub, it had a sting to it, and people remembered it. So I'm like, I'm just gonna stick with it. And so in 2014, we started. I didn't go public until 2017. I think it was September of 2017 when I finally launched it to the public.
Right.
So, and then it's from there, we started, I think it was 6 flavors of jerky, and we're up to 14, 15 flavors now. The dry rubs, the hot sauces, the barbecue sauces, and the hot honey line coming out. I'm always adding to it. And, I've always kept it small batch. I've always kept it made to order. So, I have nothing pre-made here whatsoever. Like in my kitchens, I have nothing pre-made. So I don't make it till you place the order. I get all my meat from a butcher. He takes really good care of me. There was a point earlier this year, meat prices, as you probably know, have just spiked. there was a point to where I had to make a hard decision of either pull my jerky out of the website and stop making it, because I had been losing money on it for 2-3 months at that point, or up the prices. And I'm like, I don't want to take something away. And I have a lot of dedicated fans who have openly told me, like, you could charge $15 a bag and I'm still going to buy it. So, you know, so I made the tough decision. I'm like, I hated doing it because I've always wanted to focus BiteClub to a blue collar family, you know, the hardworking moms, you know, the people who, you know, aren't spending $30-$40 for a meal, you know, always, because that's where I came from. That's my roots, is just the basic, you know, blue collar family, you know, the hard workers and stuff like that. And they deserve preservative free, delicious treats and stuff like that. And I never wanted to up my prices to the point to where they could not afford it. So, you know, that's why everything else on my site is, I almost don't make a profit on it whatsoever. So this is a passion. This is 100% a passion. You know, if I could, I'd give it away for free, honestly.
I know you would. I know you would. I mean, I know from the posts I've seen, you've done a lot of work to help your community or family, or just a lot of things you've done where I'm like, wow, like from that story, I could just tell, like, he just did that out the love of his heart, like, just to help somebody.
Yeah. It's, you know, it was the way I was raised, and you know, that's a lot of props to my grandfather, a lot of props to my mom. That was the way I was raised. Like, you know, you help others first before you help yourself. And you know, I'm the type of guy that would always give you my shirt off my back to help you out first before, you know, I ask for anything in return.
Right.
Oh, like Christmas time is horrible for me because I love to give gifts. I hate to receive gifts.
No, listen, I love Christmas time because I love to get gifts. Anybody can buy me whatever you want. But the bad part about it, I will go broke because I got to buy the biggest, best gifts. And it's got to be the best Christmas, better than you ever had last year. And, you know, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Don't. And my mom's on here watching. I don't. Let's not even talk Christmas, because then after this video, I'm gonna get that phone call. Guess what I'm thinking about getting your sister and your father for Christmas, and then it's gonna be this big to do again. Oh Lord.
Every September, I get a message from my mom. Update your wish list. I'm like, Mom, it's September. Like
yeah. Calm down. Calm it down. We got Deanna's watching. Say hi to Deanna. Deanna's watching.
I love her so much.
Yeah, she's the best. I love Deanna. She's a great food friend, and just a wonderful person, and helps me out with a lot of online stuff that I'm just completely obliterated to.
Yeah.
And that's another gateway between you and I as well. Is Deanna? I believe that's how I ended up seeing BiteClub, was through Deanna. And
yeah, we were in the same
she said,
pod.
What happened?
We were in the same food pod together.
The same food pod. There we go. Yeah, same food pod. But no, she said your extracts are amazing, which I second that.
Thank you. I mean, yeah, my extracts, that was something I just threw together one day. I'm like, I needed something for me to bake with, and I'm like, you know what? It might be all right, I'm gonna say this. You're probably gonna get in trouble for it. McCormick sucks. McCormick's the worst things in the world. They put so much crap in it. I'm like, I hate them. I hate McCormick so bad. So part of me starting the extracts was just in spite of them.
Yeah, okay. But no, I feel you on that. I don't listen, we are real and raw here on Cheftorious. And especially when I agree with you, we are real and raw. And no, I can't stand them sometimes. I stopped using their products a while ago.
Yeah.
As well. But I just remember getting a couple of extracts from you. I got me a mint flavor one time that was just super powerful. It worked.
That mint
it worked. I loved it. My sister loved it. It worked well when I was making some homemade some mint chocolate chip ice cream. It worked well in that.
That's exactly why I made it, was when I needed something to make my mint chocolate chip ice cream. And I'm like,
yeah.
So yeah,
awesome.
Deanna always been a huge supporter of my extracts, and I absolutely love that. She's actually got her own discount code on my website because
Awesome.
she's such a supporter of it. Like, she actually has her own discount code. So
Awesome. Awesome. That is great. And I mean, you know what? I'm very thankful for Deanna, which I'm sure you can attest to what I'm about to say, because the way she brings our community together.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's all about supporting one another and sharing what each other does,
Yeah.
and we all can learn from each other. Now look where we're at. We're years into this. I've lost count of how many years into this we are.
Yeah.
But through this, it's been about at least 5-6 years. We've all been in this together. Just how we've grown.
Yeah. It's incredible, and I love watching all of us just keep getting bigger and better, and going out there and making a difference in not only the food world, but in just society. And it's so incredible, and I love watching your adventures, and and I'm jealous that I wish I could do what you do and stuff like that. And I was so tempted to submit my application without telling you to, when you were looking for someone for help at the restaurant in Maine, and see if
just pop up.
But yeah,
that would have been awesome if you could have popped up, man, because we need the help, man.
And let's be honest, I listened to Deanna read me the phone book. That accent is divine. Melt my heart. Like that New Jersey accent. Like
it's so spot on Jersey, bro.
Yeah.
So spot on. Like when everybody who's been on the show before, and you as well, we're gonna have a update interview one day. And like the next time I see Deanna, we do an update interview on her Cheftorious. All I'm gonna require her to do is just talk, but just say I'm gonna have certain words where that New Jersey accent has that extra twang on it, and that all I want to do is repeat those words for like a half hour.
If you get that, send it to me. I want to make it my ringtone on my phone.
She's getting a kick out of this right now. She's getting a kick out of that right now.
Her husband loves my too. So
listen, I'm gonna be speaking of her husband, I'm gonna be using that guy's workout page. With his little private workout things that he does. I checked a little bit of that out, and he's gonna help me get to where I'm trying to go next in my physical level.
Cool.
I got to where I'm trying to go. I've been working on. I lost the weight I need to lose, and now I've been putting some weight back on the past month. But now I'm like, I'm going somewhere, man. I'm trying to get my Will Smith back, and I'm trying to go somewhere on him, Chef. I'm single and available. I'm going somewhere with this.
Yeah. Right. You know what? I'll be back here in a skirt with pom-poms cheering you on the entire way.
Let's go, Chef. Let's go, Chef. I love it, man. I love it. So listen, hey, well, while in your come ups with the BiteClub, like, tell me about a rough experience coming up in the BiteClub and how you overcame. Because I know it had to have been a struggle. It's a tough game out there. You're not the only flavor creator. You know what I mean? There's some stiff competition in the jerky game.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you know what? And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care what anybody else does. I don't care if they're better than me. There's always going to be someone who's better than you. There's just no way around it. This is my toughest competitor right here, because I'll get inside my own head, and I'll start double guessing everything, and I will literally drive myself insane to where I don't want to. There's been many times where I've literally just been like, I'm done with this. I'm done. I'm shutting down the shop. I can't do this anymore, just because I went through 10 iterations of a jerky flavor and I still couldn't get it right. And I'm like, I throw my hands up in the air. I'm done with this. I had a lot of those, and yeah, there's people who have taken me on, and I've beaten them. It's fair and square. There was a jerky producer, I think it was in 2018, who I asked them a question on their social media site because they claim to have the world's hottest jerky. And I'm like, hey, what's the Scoville units on it? Like what are we looking at? And they were kind of a-holes about it. Like, they were like, don't worry about it. And I'm like, well, if you claim to have the world's hottest jerky, like, what's your Scoville units? Like, are we talking habanero? Or are we talking like ghost pepper? And finally they were like, well, because they saw I did jerky, and they started going through my page. They're like, well, you can't produce anything as hot. And I'm like, all right, challenge received. So I went and I made a 2.2 million Scoville unit jerky, called it Biohazard, and I've they don't even exist anymore. But I took pride seeing that they shut down. They had to shut down. So
they had to stop it altogether. They were done. Right? The business wrapped.
I'm not going to sit here and take credit for crushing them, but you don't come to me and tell me I can't do anything, especially when it comes to. So I just went out there full blast, and I know I beat them in the Scoville game. I still don't know what it was at, but I know I beat them because I literally cannot take it hotter without causing physical damage to people. So it's like you just advertising it's hot. Okay, no big deal, but don't come to me and give me attitude because I'm asking questions about your product.
Right. If you're gonna be an a-hole about it, now I gotta go somewhere with it too.
Yeah. One of my sandwiches, and because I have a cookbook coming out soon, one of my sandwiches there came from spite. It came from, I went to a restaurant. It was a shredded pork, ham, blah 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 sandwich, and I was like, hey man, what's your cooking style on this pork? I was like, he's like, why? I'm like, well, it's a little bit rubbery. It's like, it's not bad, but it's rubbery. Like, I'm just curious, like, did you braise it? Do you slow cook it? Like, do you smoke it first? Like, what's your cooking method? I wasn't being a jerk about it. I was genuinely curious on how they cooked it to get that texture. He was such a jerk to me about it, kicked me out of the store. So I went home and I'm like, all right, you want to play this game? Let's play this game. I basically recreated his sandwich, and it's one of, like, when I do my pop-ups, it's one of my best sellers. So, like, once again, like, don't, like, you can do better than me, fine, but like as a chef, if I'm curious on how you're doing your food, it was probably pre-cooked stuff, come in frozen, and he just heats it up and puts on a sandwich. So, I mean, the shop was like the kind you walk into and your feet stick to the floor, like that kind of place. So,
but see, you know what? But still, I applaud that because to me, there's nothing better than the polite revenge.
Oh yeah,
I love the polite revenge. Or there was this one time, right? I took this girlfriend of mine, not girlfriend, but like a friend of mine and her kids, her two sons. We went to a basketball game, Orlando Magic basketball game, right? When we were leaving the game, we were leaving, and we went to go get on this elevator, trying to go downstairs. The elevator dude gets off, and he's yelling and screaming and cursing. No, this is wrong. The elevator. I'm like, dude, like, you not see I'm with kids and all this? I'm like, this could be my wife, and you coming out yelling and screaming. I'm like, get back on that elevator and go press some buttons, elevator man. There was a better way to say that. And I kept calling him elevator man, right? So, but that's not even the polite revenge of it all. The polite revenge of it all was I ended up meeting somebody there who gave me an opportunity for next year that I never talked about yet, but it's an opportunity that I could do some kind of catering thing up there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
At the Amway up there. So I'm like, okay, elevator man, I'm gonna see you again. I'm gonna see you again, buddy.
Yeah. You know what? You come rolling in with all your delicious food into that elevator I'd be like, hey, nice to see you again.
Yeah, how about that? How about you're on the wrong elevator? You're on the wrong effing elevator.
Off the corner of that serving tray, and you're like, smells good, doesn't it? None for you.
Not for you. None for you, buddy.
You know, the polite revenge, perfect for the Ninja Unicorn.
Dude, yeah. How about them apples?
Yeah.
How about them apples?
So look at that.
Hold on.
Sean, you are a Ninja Unicorn.
No, but hold on, because now we're going back to some more of the stuff you love. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll jump into it early. I was gonna I was gonna hold this in my back pocket for a little bit, but now let's talk about your beloved cat, your love of cats. What's up with the cats? Please tell me.
So growing up, I was always a dog man, and
Okay.
you know, I got some cats about probably 20 years ago. They almost seem to complement my life a lot better. And you know, they're when they want love, they'll come and get it, stuff like that. Cats, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love all animals. If it was up to me, I'd have a farm. Like I'd have cows, I'd have goats, I'd have dogs, cats, raccoons, whatever. You know, like every animal means something to me. I love all animals. But cats just seem to speak with me. And especially now because I have two black cats, it's there's a much more of a plight and an awareness that people need to know about, because you know they're always seen as like bad luck, and you know, and that's a stupid man-made superstition about it and stuff. So so I do a lot of work with cat charities. I just hooked up with a wonderful charity called Paul Salvation, where they go out to the streets of Chicago and they find people, homeless people with that have animals, and they provide food for both of them. And so I just finished a real touching film for them, about, I don't know, 11 minutes long or something like that. That'll be coming out really soon on their website. And then for the last, God, I want to say maybe 5 years, I've been in tight with Chicago Cat Rescue, because they do a lot of work for raising awareness for black cats. So they would, once a year before the pandemic hit, they would have the Sexy Black Ball. And I was always proud to be a sponsor. I'd always, you know, sponsor them, and it's just awesome just to, you know, help out, because you know, it's animals kind of get the, you know, the shaft in this world, like, you know, so I know people that just throw their cats outside when they don't want them anymore and stuff, and it's like you just can't do that and stuff. And I mean, I'll be honest, humans just aggravate me to no end sometimes. So it's like, but you know what, cats, I could have the worst day in the world. I come home and those cats greet me, and they, you know, they, if I'm having a bad day, they crawl up on my lap, they purr, they know exactly what to do. I will, if I will go to the ends of the world to protect an animal, you know. And it's like it's just, they make the world a better place, basically, you know. And that's why, and they fit my lifestyle, because I'm constantly on the run. I'm constantly, you know, out everywhere and stuff like that. So with a dog, I feel like I would be neglecting them if I wasn't home all the time playing with them and stuff like that. Whereas cats, I could, you know, be gone for 16 hours, come home, they're just as excited to see me. And
Yeah.
it just fits my life better. And I'm self-aware that if I had a dog, it wouldn't be the optimal life for him at this time in my life. So I'm not going to bring an animal in that I'm not going to be able to give 3,000% to.
Right. I feel you on that. I agree with that. But I do love the love for the animal. I do love it.
I mean, I have the merchandise on my website that, you know, has Mr. J, one of my black cats. You know, he's my noodle.
Yeah.
And anything I sell, all the proceeds I get from that go to Chicago Cat Rescue. Like 100% of proceeds. I don't see a cent of it. I actually end up buying most of my own stuff anyways, and just sending them the money for it. So just so I can give it out to people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So animals mean a lot to me. You know, I'll protect those guys like my life depends on it. So.
Well, good, and we appreciate you for that. And look, anybody who loves animals should appreciate you for that. And after the video, in the comment section, you put your Bite Club stuff and your Instagram stuff. Put the cat thing there too.
Okay.
Put that out there as well, please. Everybody should know about that. And believe me, I know a lot of cat lovers out there. There's plenty in my family who love cats.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you have a cat picture as your Instagram or Facebook profile, I'm just gonna request to follow you, because I know you're a cool.
Nice. I love it. Okay, well, before we even leave the cats, then I gotta know this about the cat. Are you taking a Siamese cat? Or are you taking a Maine Coon cat?
Oh, Maine Coon all the way.
Yeah.
Those things. You know what? So I had two cats before. They were monster cats. They were 22 pounds at their prime. And I mean, I have their paw prints because they passed. I have them tattooed on my arm. And, you know, it's tattooed on the inside of my left arm. So every time I raise my arm, those paw prints cross my heart. And but they were huge cats, but they were the most lovable things. So I have nothing against the Sphinx, but a Maine Coon is just, I mean, a Maine Coon is just an awesome cat.
Yes. Like I said, I'm not a cat person, but I love the Maine Coon cat. Oh, the look of that cat. I love the way that cat looks.
Yeah.
And I would just love and cuddle that thing like it's my last thing on this planet. Boy, I love the Maine Coon cat.
Like a huge, like grizzly bear. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Love them.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost adopt one time. I was doing a fundraiser for the local shelter at a bar let us set up inside of there. So I was doing my pet treats, which I also do with BiteClub, you know, sell dog and cat treats. So I was doing my pet treats, and they had a Maine Coon up for adoption, and its name was Sir Anthony. And I'm like, okay, this cat was made to be with me. But then a family came in with a little girl, and they wanted to adopt it. I'm like, I'm not going to take that love away from a little girl. Like, go ahead, like, adopt them out. I know it's going to a good home.
That's dope. That's dope, Chef Tony. That's dope. Very gentlemanly of you.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's, you know, it's love them all.
Love them all. Love them all. Did you go to culinary school?
Did I go? No, I didn't actually. By the time I really got into cooking, people were like, you should go to culinary school. And I'm like, I already know what they're going to teach me. Like, I know how to use a knife. I know how to make risotto. You know, I have nothing against culinary school. It's just, I just don't think I would get out of it, because I have worked with chefs that have gone to culinary school. I've noticed and I'm not making generalizations whatsoever. So if you went to culinary school, like, I'm not saying this about you. I find that they have a harder time thinking outside the box. Like, because, you know, you went through training. This is how we do this. This is, you know, and this is how you're going to do it for the rest of your life. And I find that, like, when stuff happens in the moment, they have a harder time coming up with a proper solution. I'm not saying, and I'm not saying it's everybody that goes to culinary school. I'm just saying, like, I've noticed it in the past. And, you know, me coming up from the streets, you know, cooking with my grandfather, like, you know, I stuff that, you know, I can get around. I'm not biased against certain cooking methods. Like, I know a lot of culinary people who are anti slow cooker. And I'm like, great, you know, that fine, you're anti slow cooker, but you know what? I can produce some pretty amazing stuff with a slow cooker.
Listen, I totally agree with that. And that's exactly what the problem is that you get so stuck and focused on this is the way it should be. And there's no other way ever in the world that it should ever be done.
Yeah. I mean, I could paint a room with a drill and a rag and just, you know, spin it while it, you know, shoots paint everywhere. It doesn't mean it's the proper way, but it will work. You know, and there's some dishes that just benefit from a slow cook rather than roasting it or, you know, slowly, something like that. Like, get some good results. And once again, going back to what I said before, BiteClub has always been about, you know, the everyday blue collar worker. Like, and chances are they're going to have a slow cooker in that kitchen. You know, so it's like they're not going to have the time to sit here and slow roast a 5-pound pork shoulder, toss it in the slow cooker before you go to work. Boom, it's ready when you come home. So I have nothing against any cooking method whatsoever, and I use them all. I even use an Instapot sometimes.
All I care about is how your food tastes. I don't care how you.
Exactly. You know,
I don't care how you got there.
If Picasso stripped himself naked, covered himself in paint, and rolled around on the canvas, I don't care, because the end work is absolutely. So, like, don't be biased against people who, you know, use certain cooking methods. Like, just shut up and eat and enjoy it.
Shut up and eat. Please, just shut up and eat. Oh my God. Okay, anybody watching? If you guys got any questions for my guy Chef Tony, while you've been watching his lovely story, his love for cats, and we talked about the ninjas, the ninja unicorn, everything. Any questions about BiteClub? Please, now's your time. Just come at it. He's in the hot seat. He's in the ring of fire. Let's go.
Getting grilled.
Yeah, he's getting grilled. Now, come on now. All right. B. Archie says, Chef Tony, does your colorblindness affect your chef business in any kind of way? And if so, how can you encourage others in the same position as you trying to be in the chef world with
Okay.
your colorblind?
I actually get this question quite a bit. People find out I am, basically, I think it's around 90% colorblind. So what I always tell people is color doesn't, like, there's ways around color. Like, you could tell a pepper is rotten without seeing its color. You could smell it, you could feel it, you have other senses. Where it comes into play the most is when I have to do stuff that's very color specific, like when I'm making a roux or when I'm, browning butter and stuff like that. So how I get around that is I use lighter colored pans. So like I'll use white enamel coated pans to do that kind of stuff. And that way I could gauge the darkness of it without relying on strictly color. Where also it comes in, and this is just minor because I have a wonderful support team, and I have people that if I need to help are more than willing to step up. Like if I'm doing something graphically, promoting something for with an ad or something like that, I'll always run it through somebody, be like, hey, does this look okay? And they're like, yeah, the colors are fine. And I'm like, okay, good. That's all I need to know. But it's not that big in the culinary world, color. Like and if it is, you find ways around it. You could tell when something hits the proper Maillard reaction. You could tell when something, gets, you could smell a roux as it's cooking. So you end up relying more on your other senses before it. So, when that roux starts hitting that perfect, like browning point, like you could smell that, and then you just, go from there.
Yeah. Dude, that's an awesome answer. Great question, Lady B. And thank you for answering that, Chef Tony. And I'm pretty sure that's gonna help many of our viewers because we all have conditions, and I even have family members that have some issues with color blindness. And actually, my cousin he likes to cook. The one that has color blindness thing, he likes to cook. That's a good answer. And I'm gonna have to go over that personally with him after this video. I'm gonna go over that with him myself.
Out of all the issues somebody could have, color blindness is probably the least worrisome in any, unless you're going out to be a graphic artist, then it might be a little bit of a problem. I take
like you did.
So, and I'm like, hey, does this yellow look right? And they're like, it's not yellow, it's orange. I'm like, yeah, though. But the chefing world and the culinary world, it's not that big a deal. Like you rely on your other senses to tell you everything. Honestly, you get that question, like, if you had to lose one of your senses, what would it be? My instant response is always sight, because I have seen the world. I have seen the world in the lack of color. For me, losing my sight would not hinder my life whatsoever.
That's an interesting perspective to have on that.
Now, it makes cooking a little bit harder, but it would not, it wouldn't from pursuing my dreams or anything like that.
Okay.
I mean, if I hear
respect.
Out.
I dig that. I feel that, Chef. I do. I feel that, Chef T. Any other questions anybody have for Chef T? Go ahead and shoot him out. He's in the grill right now. We're gonna flip them and season them up a little bit. He's ready and he's good and juicy and tenderized, ready to go. Sizzling. Tell us about the BiteClub. Give us all your social media and any blogs, any websites or whatever, where everybody can find you and look for you.
Instagram, Facebook, and the website are all at BiteClub Noms. That's BiteClub with NOMS, because BiteClub was taken across the board on everything. So it's BiteClub Noms for Instagram, Facebook, and the website, BiteClubNoms.com. If you want to follow me, my personal account, it's Chef Tony _ BiteClub on Instagram, or just Chef Tony on Facebook.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, I've really pulled back on posting my food on Instagram. I'm getting tired of playing the algorithm game with them. And every time I try to do something to help, my feed or anything, it seems like it just punishes me harder. So I've really pulled back on posting. I'm basically just using that as a business advertisement at this point. Like, whenever I'm, just posting, ads and stuff like that, I use that. So most of my stuff now is actually on the BiteClub Facebook page. So, and you can find.
I was funny you mentioned that because yeah, I did notice. I didn't want to assume or anything, but my thing with the Instagram is like I don't even post actually on Instagram itself anymore, so I can stay off of it. If whatever I post on Facebook, I connect it to Instagram, so it just goes.
Yeah,
Because I'm done playing. I'm done, like you said. They have this weird thing going on over there, and like what I notice is they'll share your stuff whenever they feel like sharing your stuff.
Yeah, and so I was always anti-Facebook for the longest time. I'm like, nobody cares what I'm doing. Nobody blah blah blah. Once, I think it was 2 years ago. Once I shifted all my focus from Instagram over to Facebook, my business exploded. Like it just like I tenfold. Like I started getting more business, new customers, stuff like that. I'm like, all right, I'm done with Instagram at this point, and I refuse to get on. I don't have time to manage my Facebook and Instagram account for my business. I am not adding a TikTok account to that. And everyone's like, you gotta get on TikTok. I was like, no. You know what? The people who want to know where I am, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so you seen Deanna's question then? Because I was going to ask you Deanna's question.
No, I didn't see it.
Okay, Deanna wants to know, are you going to make a TikTok?
Well, I answered it without even seeing it. That's awesome.
No, she's on there. She's on the TikTok, and bro, it's the same thing, Chef. I agree with you. There's just too many of them to manage. And only reason why I stick with Facebook because that's what started working for me.
Yeah.
At first, Instagram was working for me, and I started building up a following. And then one day, everything just seemed like it stopped. It would seem like no one was seeing my photos because I would get like 3 or 4 likes or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm using all these stupid hashtags and I'm putting all this pressure on, and no one's noticing me.
Yeah.
I went back to Facebook, and my Facebook just blew up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, they're paying attention on Facebook. So that's why I stick now.
And you know what? Like, I know Instagram punishes you for not interacting with it almost on a constant basis. I'm like, I'm sorry. I have a business to run. I don't have time to sit and spend 6 hours posting stuff and making stories and reels and crap like that. Like, I just don't have time for that. So you know what? You want to penalize me for that? Fine. I'll just stop using you. That's
really?
ad revenue for you then. So
yeah. I mean,
all my advertising budget from them and put it into Facebook. No, I know.
And it's a shame because, like, you had when you were heavy into interacting with Instagram, like your content was solid. You had solid content, and it was so cool. But unfortunately, they're losing a lot of cool accounts.
You know what?
On behalf of that.
If they just shut down and went away, it would not bother me one iota.
No, not even. I even get more attention on Twitter than I do on Instagram. Twitter, I could not be on Twitter for like 2 weeks, and I still get notifications of somebody retweeting my tweet or liking my tweet from 2 weeks ago. And I'm okay.
I have a Twitter account, but I didn't really plan on using it until I get the food truck, and then from there I'll start really utilizing Twitter at that point.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thanks for your time, Chef T.
It was
We're
an
gonna
honor.
get up out of here. Listen, thanks for the laughter, bro, because you just made me lose probably about 15 more pounds, and you probably gave me about 2 packs on my little 6-pack I'm trying to work on.
Hey.
So that was hilarious. And I couldn't wait to get you on because I really wanted to see. I wanted everybody to see how cool you was and why I big up you so much.
Man, I'm honored, man. You know what? It was truly an honor to finally talk to you. Like, I feel like I've known you my whole life, just because of our line and stuff like that. Like I seriously, like, if we just ended up at a bar together, I think we'd probably be there for 6 hours just drinking and laughing. Like,
oh yeah.
I know you.
Oh yeah.
Like you guys are like live next door to me.
Listen, family, bro. We're about being family and just being honest human beings, bro. Like you said earlier, we can't stand human beings, but the rare times when we run across individuals like yourself and like Deanna, all the chefs that came before you that I talked to, believe me, in my messenger on Instagram, in my text message, my emails, I got some jerk chefs, and like I refuse to talk to you. Like
Yeah,
I don't care what your story is about. I don't care who you met or cooked with. You came off the complete wrong way, and I know how you is, and I don't want to get you on Facebook Live and have to curse you out in front of my mom.
exactly.
Yo, I love you, Chef T. Thanks for stopping by.
I love you. What's your mom's name?
B. She's B Archie.
B, you have raised an amazing son. Like I cannot thank you for bringing him into this world. Thank you so much. Like he's awesome. Like I love the guy like he's my brother. So
I love you, Chef T.
thank you so much.
You're gonna get her started, bro. Now you're gonna get her started. Hey man, after the video, make sure you put in all your links to your stuff, my brother.
I will, man. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It was an
No
honor.
doubt, man.
Right off the bat. So,
all right, man. I can't wait to try that new hot honey too.
Dude, it's gonna be on its way. I'm gonna probably bag these up or box them up either tonight or tomorrow, whenever I get a chance. So you're gonna get.
All right.
I'm just gonna appreciate some honest feedback, even if they suck. Just be like, man, this one sucks. Because I'm maybe 3 or 4 flavors. So.
All right.
So yeah, so your honest feedback, and you know what, enjoy it, man. I'm glad.
Glad
you.
Thanks, my man. Hey, everybody, hit the like button, hit the heart button, share this video. Cheftorious episode 9 with Chef Tony. We out, baby.